This is a review of the Bauer quarter sheet palm finishing sander from Harbor Freight. Okay, to start off with, it uses 2.2 amps of electricity with a 1/4 inch sheet of sandpaper, standard sheet paper, like this. It has a dust collector on the back, which attaches just with an O-ring. It just sits on here tightly. Does a very good job of catching the dust. It blows it through here, which go into these reservoirs, and then exhausts out these vents right here, which has a filter covering it. So very good for dust collection. Feels very good in the hand. This is a soft rubber type material. I have a normal size hand and it fits perfectly. You could get in the quarters this way or this way. There's nothing interfering on the sides to allow it not to. No fatigue. Vibration has not been an issue. I wear normal work gloves to try to reduce the vibration on my hands, but no issues so far. I'm going to demonstrate now how to change out the sandpaper. It has these clips, which you just move to the side like this. These allow the pressure right here to be relieved, so you just slide this forward, then you can remove your sheet. Quick tip, use junk scissors because you're cutting sandpaper, it'll immediately dull the blade. To install it, just put it back on like you removed it. One edge needs to go underneath this flap right here, like this. Slide it as far in as you can. Lock this flap down. This just goes right here and sits behind this little tab. Once you've installed the sandpaper, you need to put the holes in there for the vacuum to work correctly, to suck through and end up in here. This is where this piece comes in. This came with the sander. This is pretty nifty, so all you do is put it here in the corner. So line up the edges right here and right here, let it sit. Put it down on a flat surface and just press down lightly and you'll feel it go down about a 1/4 inch. Lift up and you see you have starting holes. It won't do a perfect job, so I just get a sharp object like a nail and just quickly round out the holes that it created. And this is all you need for it to suck up all the dust. Now I'm going to demonstrate the sander in use. You might not be able to see it that well, but it was starting to cut through the varnish a little bit. This is only a finishing sander, so it's not meant to be an aggressive cut. But for finishing, this is more than adequate. I've had no problems with getting into the corners and removing actual paint from the edges there. So far, it's been a good sander. I can't comment on durability, but I have finished 8 treads on the other stairs, and I had no problems so far. For a finishing sander, I give it a 5 out of 5 and recommend it to anyone. At the time of this video, this sells for around $25 at Harbor Freight. You can't use a 20% off coupon because it's the Bauer brand, but at $25, it's still cheaper than Porter Cable and definitely cheaper than all the major brands like Milwaukee, DeWalt, or Bosch. And that concludes my review of the Bauer finishing sander.